What is good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Let's get into it because I was recently asked a question on what my favorite technique is, if I have a favorite, and why. And my favorite technique, actually, other than just assuming as being the source, my favorite technique is inner conversations. I feel that inner conversations are elite, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. So, inner conversations, I am thinking of a quote that Neville said. I'll probably paraphrase it, but I will put it up on the screen for you guys as you know. But he says for inner conversations, when you align your talking or your conversation, your inner conversation with your ideal reality, you can lay aside all other processes. And I find that to be so true for myself in how it has played out in my life, but also understanding behind it. A lot of us, and me included, I used to think that me, the outside me, this version of me, this body, everything outside of here and what's going on in the 3D, we tend to associate ourselves with the being on the outside or the facade or whoever we're being for this time, who we are outside of here. We associate ourselves with this version of ourselves, but the inner version of ourselves, connecting to the inner man, the source within us, that is the true identity. And what you're saying within yourself, what you're thinking within yourself, and the conversations that you're having with others, about yourself, tell you exactly what state that you dwell in inwardly. Same as other sayings, as within, so without, the whole inward thing, it starts inwardly. So your conversations are really that anchoring you to your desired state. So also too, I'm also thinking of another quote, and I think it's from Frederick E. Dotson, where he says that reality must be believed in. So it must be believed in. You must root yourself inwardly to your ideal reality. And of course, you really solidify that by inner conversations. So for me, it has helped play out in SP situations, in money situations, in getting clients, business success over the years. Just everything that I've had, I've noticed when I've changed my inner dialogue to match with my ideal version of myself, instantly in my 3D, I've seen the rapid change and the rapid movement, especially with other specific people as well. You'll notice when you have a different inner conversation about yourself, the way that you feel about yourself, inwardly it projects out, like I said, as within so without. And I feel like that's why inner conversations are elite, because you are now identifying solely with the inner man, with the source within you, the imagination, everything that you can see and feel within you. You are more connected to that rather than outside appearances, which, as we know, is just the reflection of who it is that you're being or you feel with inside yourself. So you guys, inner conversations can look a little something like this. Let's say that you wanted to manifest your specific person, as a lot of you do, and you've been in no contact with the person, but inwardly you can sense and feel and have conversations that allude to you actually having your SP in your life. So for me, the way that this has happened recently, because I've also been manifesting a specific person, whenever I see couples do something fun, or I notice couples in my reality. So the other day I was at the lake and I seen this couple on like a little kayak boat. One thing I've noticed for how I've anchored in to adopting the fact that I have my SP with me was the first thing that I said was, "Oh wow, that would be so amazing for me and my SP to do together, to be in a kayak like that." My inner conversation now started becoming, whenever I see things that couples are doing or see the nice gestures, my first inner conversation is no longer, "Oh, that would be nice," in a negative way of like, "Oh, I don't have a specific person." Now it's, "Oh my gosh, I would love for me and my specific person to do that." So now that I've noticed that I've done that more, today I got a text message from someone that I haven't heard from in a long time. And I also got hit on today out in public. So I realized that as I align my inner conversation with the idea of having a specific person, and that this is something that I'm going to be doing with them, inviting that inwardly, it projects outwardly. And this is the same when I say that I'm attracting more money, or how it feels good to have an excess amount of money or clients or feeling good about myself, whatever it is, whatever I'm saying within myself is the true reality. And it has no choice but to be projected outwardly, but it must be believed in. So the only way it gets believed in is when you are consistently aligning your inner conversation to your ideal reality or the ideal version of yourself. And it's the same when you are also having problems with people. You notice when you're having problems with people, you're having the inner conversation, having the arguments. And sometimes you could be having an argument with someone in your mind, and then it plays out in your 3D reality. And you're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. You did, because you believed it inwardly first, and then it projected out. And I really love inner conversations because I notice that's the quickest way that I get my manifestations, is to always be telling myself or alluding to the fact that I have my desires. Every time I see something that reminds me of my desires, I claim it as mine. I'm like, oh, I love that. I also have that. I see somebody get a new house on social media. I'm like, "Ah, welcome to the new house club, guys. Like, we both bought our houses. And it's me being drawn closer to that experience, you guys. So it's really about being diligent on what you are doing, what you are thinking on the inside, and no longer just associating yourself as fact with what you see out here, the 3D that's already been played out and what's happening in your 3D reality. But you have to believe in the new version of yourself, okay? So I love inner conversations. They're the most elite to me technique, because it's no longer necessarily a technique, it's a way of being. It's what you're always doing and always saying with inside yourself. That is the truth, okay? So yeah, you guys. So I will leave everything down in the description box below. Thank you to everyone who has been getting sessions with me. We're getting pretty busier, but yes, I will leave the information down in the description box below. There's a code for you as well to get $20 off of your 1 hour phone session. So take advantage of that. It ends on the 10th. And yeah, you guys, thank you for everyone who has also been adding to the list of the videos topics that you would like for me to do. I've got them all on a list and we're pumping those out as we speak. But yeah, you guys, remember, imagination is always on your side, and I am too. Bye.